Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Anna Jolene and I'm the author of the Glory MC series as well as the MOONRISE Beach series. So for today's video, I thought that I would do a planner size comparison video. I get questions about different planner sizes, how they compare to one another very often because I have a printable shop called AnaJolenePrintables on Etsy. I sell ringbound planner inserts as well as full page stickers for the Hobonichi. So since this is something that I get questions on very frequently, I thought that I would film this video sharing all the different sizes that I have in my shop so that you can see how each size compares. So I'll be comparing all the ringbound planners that I have in my shop, and then I'll also compare them to the Hobonichi. Some of the sizes are very similar in the Hobonichi size. I will probably do another one on TNs and like other planners like the Happy Planner Erin Condren at a later date, but for now we are going to be doing ringbound planners and Hobonichis in this video first. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the biggest size and then go down to the smallest for rings, and then I will compare them to the Hobonichi towards the end of the video. So let's get started. I am gonna just move these off to the side. So my shop is AnaJolenePrintables on Etsy. When you go to my shop, there's going to be a side menu, and that will list down all the different sizes that I keep in my shop. So this is the biggest ringbound size that I have in my shop. It's the A5 wide. If you watch any of my memory plan with me, then you guys know that I use this as my memory planner. I do also keep some work information in here as well. So the brand that kind of made up this size is Estelle in terms of ringbound planners. They were the first ones to do it. So this is an Estelle Cloud here that I have. So basically this size is very comparable to the vertical planner like the Erin Condren or the Happy Planner. So as you can see here, you have a ton of space to work with. And I will leave the dimensions of all these pages down below in the description so that you have all the accurate numbers in case you are curious about trying out these new sizes. But basically the great thing about the A5 wide size in the ringbound is that you're able to print your own inserts. You can move the pages around a lot and you can really customize a lot with this size. You can also use a lot of Erin Condren kits with my inserts in the shop. So I have done many plan with me's showcasing this size, and the A5 wide size is definitely my best-selling size in my shop. If you guys don't know, all my inserts do have a pink scallop spine. So sometimes they're on the top or bottom. It just kind of depends on what size and what inserts you're ordering. But typically they do appear down the center, which I think is a nice touch. And I find that a lot of cloud users like this because it obviously matches the planner as well. So like I said, you can use vertical or Erin Condren kits in the monthlies. This is what it looks like in the weeklies. Again, I have plan with me's on all of these, so if you guys want to check them out, I will leave them in this video. Here again, you can use vertical weekly kits. All the columns here are 1.5 inches. So basically with this size here, it's an A5 size, just a little bit more wider. So it allows you to have this extra column here on the side. Typically, if you were to buy an A5 size or a half letter ring size, you wouldn't get these two at the end. So it would just be the three on each side. So you're basically getting, 1.5 inches and a little bit more, just to accommodate for these two extra columns here on the side. So I'm going to compare it to my next size that I have, and that is the half letter size. So the half letter size is perfect for ringbound planners like the Tool Planner, but you can also use it in an A5 planner. So I have this A5 planner. This is from Kikki.K, one of my favorite brands. So this is the A5 size, and this is what the half letter ring inserts look like from my shop. So I will actually show you a weekly so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So like I mentioned with the half letter, it's basically the same thing here. So you do get the extra little columns on the side for the A5 wide. So that is what the half letter rings would look like. The nice thing about half letter rings is the printing. So this is just a regular size piece of paper cut into half. So that's one of the best things about the half letter size, is that you don't waste any paper at all. If you've tried printables before, typically you'll have to cut around it in order to get a perfect or true A5 size, but that just means that you have to print a lot more. You are only getting one per page, whereas with the half letter rings, a lot of people like it because they can have the 2 pages on one. You split it down the middle, it's a lot less time consuming in terms of printing and also cutting. So that is why I offer this size in my shop rather than the true A5 size. I know that a lot of people enjoy this size because they can use it in rings as well as their disc bound planners. So that's what makes the half letter ring size really versatile. And once again, with these inserts, you can use vertical kits in them to plan with. I actually use this particular insert in my work planner. So that is the comparison with the A5 wide and the half letter. So as you can see, there is a slight difference in terms of height. So the biggest difference obviously is in the width of the A5 wide. You just get a little bit more to accommodate for another column. But this is a great size to use in your Kikki.K planners or any other A5 planners. So as you can see, it fits perfectly in this A5 planner. You can also put it in your disc bound planners. You often get the Saturday and Sunday split, which actually works well for me in terms of work because I try to take the weekend off of writing. So that is the half letter size that I have in my shop. The next size that I have is the B6 size. So I have a B6 planner here. This is the Estelle Cloud Planner, and this is what the B6 size insert looks like. So the B6 size is slightly different than the personal wide size. I do also have personal wide in my shop. So this is what a personal wide planner would look like. So this is also from Estelle. It's the Scarlet. And I do have them both in the blacks. So in terms of actually looking at the planners, they look pretty similar. The actual holes would line up pretty well. So I'm just gonna show you the comparison because they are slightly different. Again, if you wanna know the exact measurements, I'm gonna leave them down below for you guys. But I'm just gonna grab a insert from my personal wide here, and I'm going to show you how they kind of compare. They're very, very similar. The personal wide is just a bit smaller. So as you can see here, the personal wide is a tiny bit smaller in height and also width. So with the B6 size, what's great about it is that you're able to fit 3 columns across. So that's one of the added benefits without having the holes punching into it. So that's why a lot of people really like this size. So this is what I mean by that. You can have the 1.5 inches here in the B6 size and it will fit your vertical kits perfectly. So that is great about this particular size. With the personal wide, I know this is also a very popular size in the planner community. So these two sizes are kind of like the in-betweeners. You have the true B6 size here, and then the personal wide size is basically your personal size planner, just a little bit wider. So it's exactly as the name suggests. So again, with the B6, you're able to put the 3 column on one page. So that's great. That's the biggest benefit for that size. And then with the personal wide size, you get the height of a personal size insert, but you get a little bit more width to it, so it's a little bit easier for you to write on. So that is everything that I want to talk about for the B6 size. I'm going to keep this one here because I am going to compare it to the personal size, which is the next size down. So this is what a personal size planner would look like. This particular planner is from Kikki.K, and if you compare it to the personal wide, you can probably see that it's exactly the same height here, see, but it's just a little bit wider. So hopefully you guys can see that is just a little bit wider to accommodate for more writing space. Because of the rings, sometimes you can't write as much on the personal size page, so that is why people kind of came up with the personal wide size. So I'm going to show you the comparison of a personal and a personal wide. These inserts, by the way, are all from my shop, so if you guys would like to try them, you guys can use the code SAVE10 to save 10% off of your order. So this is my year at a glance for 2021, and we're just going to compare it to the personal wide. So as you can see, exactly the same height, top and bottom. The ring holes are exactly the same, and the only difference is the width. So you get a little bit more space here just to allow you to write a little bit more, and it's a little bit more comfortable. So here is the B6, and I'm going to show you that compared to all three of them. This is the personal size right here. This is personal wide. And then the back one is the B6. So once again, the B6 is the tallest and the widest. So I would say that these are like the medium sizes that I carry in my shop. If there's an insert that you want in a different size that I don't have already, then all you have to do is just message me on Etsy and I would happily help you out. So my medium sizes are the B6 rings, the personal wide rings, and then the personal rings. Now we are moving into the two smallest sizes, and I have the A6 ring size and also pocket. So the A6 ring size, it's a really nice size because it's a little bit more compact, but you do get more of a square shape to it. So again, it makes it easy for you to write on. It's not too big that you can't carry it around. It just gives you a little bit more room if pocket size is too small for you. So once again, let me pull one of these out and I will compare it to the pocket. So if you're curious about this cover, this is also from Estelle. It's the Scarlet in Porcelain Sakura, and this is also a Estelle planner. This is the pocket size Cloud. So I'm gonna grab one of these out. So with the pocket size, when you buy this from my shop, it will appear 4 on a page. So that's really great in terms of being economical with your printing and also your cutting. So that just means that you get a lot more pages all on one sheet. And then with the A6 size, you'll get 2 that will appear on one sheet. So as you can see, the A6 size is quite a bit bigger. So the A6 ring holes are different from the personal sizes, so just keep that in mind. If you are going to be picking up an A6 planner, you do need to get the hole punch that allows for A6. So I will link down the one that I use down below, because the one that I use, you're able to punch for pocket, A6 personals, and also half letter and A5 sizes. So I will leave that down below. The brand is called Repesco, and you can just get it off of Amazon. It's a nice one because you can adjust the sizes. The A6 size holes are not the same as the personal or the pocket. So as you can see with the pocket, the holes are much closer together, and then the whole entire insert is actually quite a bit smaller. So this is what I mean about the A6 size being a good kind of step up from the pocket if pocket is too small for you. So this is the true pocket size here at the bottom. I suggest pocket for like kind of on the go planning, or if you just want to have like a minimal planner. I feel like you can't use as many stickers or sticker kits in the pocket size because it's just so small, but I feel like you are able to use it in the A6. So if you are a sticker planner, that's just something to consider. But that is the major difference between the pocket and the A6. I will show you it in comparison to personal size. So this is pocket, this is A6, and this is personal. So as you can see, the holes are completely different. So just keep that in mind because I do get questions a lot on all of these. And then I also get questions about A6 and B6. So I'm going to show you that. So this once again is the B6 insert. So that is how it compares to the A6. So as you can see, A6 is quite a bit smaller than the B6 size. And then lastly, the other question that I get often asked is how the half letter size compares to the B6. So that is how it compares. So as you can see, this bottom one here is the B6 and this is the half letter. Pretty close in terms of width. The half letter is a tiny bit wider, but the major difference, as you can see here, is the height. So that kind of just gives you an idea of the different sizes in comparison to one another. So now that we have covered all the ring-bound planners sizes, I am going to compare them to the Hobonichi. So the Hobonichi comes in 3 major sizes: the cousin, which is A5, the Techo, which is the kind of more popular size in Japan, that is A6, and then you also have the Hobonichi Weeks, which is close to but not exactly personal size. So I do have the Hobonichi cousin right here, and I am going to compare it to the half letter size that I carry in my shop. So if you guys are not familiar, I do have these full page stickers available in my shop, and these are made to fit inside the pages of the Hobonichi cousin, so either on the back pages here or in the front, depending on what insert you get. So this is once again the half letter. So as you can see, it's a little bit comparable in terms of the height and width. However, I make my stickers to be a tiny bit smaller than the Hobonichi cousin size, the A5 size, just so that they can fit within the pages of your cousin comfortably. So you can see around all of them there is a little bit of room, just so that it's easier for you to place it down, especially if you are using a sticker paper. But the sizes are very, very similar. The half letter is just a tiny bit taller and a little bit more narrow in width. But if you are perhaps using the Hobonichi cousin and want to move into an A5 planner, that's how it would look like. Or if you are perhaps using a ring-bound planner and wanting to move into a Hobonichi, that's kind of the size comparison. Next up, we do have the Hobonichi Weeks, and once again, I do have inserts for these. So this size is a little bit comparable to the personal size that's in rings. So as you can see, that is the personal size. So it's basically the same height, but the only difference is that it's a little bit more narrower. Once again, I do cut my stickers to fit a little bit smaller in the Hobonichi Weeks, just so that you can line it up perfectly. So that is the comparison between the sizes of the Hobonichi Weeks full page stickers and also the cousin. So with the cousin, obviously you get a ton more room. You can see here that I'm able to fit 2 trackers instead of the 1. So as you can see, this is actually the same tracker. It's the yearly tracker. It goes from January to December here. But because of the more narrow side, you're able to fit it better this way. And then with the cousin, you're able to fit it across perfectly fine. And you're even able to have 2 on one page. But I do also have a version that looks like this one for the cousin that goes this way instead. So that is the major difference between the Weeks and the cousin. And then lastly, we do have the A6 Techo. So this is what the A6 Techo looks like. It's very similar to the A6 rings. So let me grab that. So as you can see, very comparable. Once again, this is just cut a little bit smaller to fit within the pages of the Techo. So this is a bit more of a square size, and this one is a little bit more narrow. So that is the size comparison between the A6 Techo, the cousin, and then the Weeks. So if you are in the Hobonichi and thinking about going into rings, the A6 rings would be a comparable match to the A6 Techo. The personal size would be a good match with the Weeks. And then I also have the half letter rings, which would be good for the Hobonichi cousin users. So hopefully now you're able to grasp the differences in the ring-bound planner sizes as well as the Hobonichi sizes that I carry in my shop. If there are any more questions that you have about different sizes, then leave them down in the comments below, or you can always contact me through Etsy on my shop. So once again, if you guys are interested in any of these inserts, whether it's the Ringbound or the full page stickers that I carry in my shop, then you guys can use the code SAVE10 to save 10% off of your entire order. But that is kind of everything that I wanted to go through with you in this video. Once again, I will be probably doing TN sizes, traveler's notebook sizes, as well as vertical planners in the future. So if you guys have any questions, then just leave them down below. But hopefully this kind of clears up the major differences in the sizes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!